Okay, welcome to 4.6. We are going to be doing some constructions. So I want you to make sure you have your protractor or a straight edge of some kind. It doesn't have to be a protractor for constructions. Remember, it's just a straight edge. You can use a credit card, your brand new driver's license, just whatever. And then I'm going to be using my straight side of my protractor. And then a compass. You need a pencil. Please do constructions in pencil. Your compass already should have a pencil, and your straight lines should be in pencil. Okay, so let's just review some quality construction criteria. Okay, first we need to have sharp pencils. Okay, it's really important because otherwise you're not going to get precise drawings. You need to have crisp arc marks. That's the little, your book calls them eyelashes. I call them eyebrows. It's just an arc. The tick marks on the lines and segments, okay, and those are to locate your points. We're going to be making quite a few little marks, little tick marks they're calling them, to locate points. Okay, and then I didn't talk about this last time, and I want to make sure we kind of talk about it, especially on your desks at school. A backing page will help keep that pivot point of your protractor, the point that is not your pencil. If you have stuff under it, it gives it something to grip a little bit better. So I'm gonna practice that today. And then when you're making your constructions, you can make them too small. It is possible to make them too small. It's not impossible to make them too big, because you can make gigantic angles that take up a whole sheet of paper. That's not necessary, but you definitely need to have them a reasonable size, or else your points are going to be too close together, and it'll be impossible for me to grade and know if you actually know how to do the construction or not if you make them too small. So stay away from that. Okay, so let's just review what constructions we should already know. We should already know how to make a circle. We should already know how to copy a segment, and we should know how to bisect a segment. Okay, so today the first construction that's new to us is bisecting an angle. Okay, so first you got to start with an angle to bisect. So I have no idea what degree this angle is. I just sketched it on with my straight edge here, and I don't care what angle it is. You know, later I can measure and see if my bisector is exactly half of that measure, but the measure is not important at this time. Okay, so your first step is to put your pivot of your compass on the vertex of the angle. Okay, and sometimes it's hard to show, but like so. And then you're going to make a eyebrow on both rays. Okay, hopefully you can see those okay. Now, whatever distance those two new points I just made are, we need to measure it. So I'm going to put my pivot on one point and my pencil on the other. So I got to adjust this. It's quite a bit smaller than... Now, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't care what distance these first eyebrows. It doesn't matter the distance. You could have made it way out here. That is arbitrary, okay? But it is super important that we measure from here to here exactly. So that's as close as let's see, maybe a little bit smaller. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot to make one arc here. And then I'm going to change my pivot to this point and make another arc there. Right here where that intersection, that is my point that I'm going to use with the vertex to draw my bisector. So the vertex is one point. This is my other point where I just made my little X. And when I connect those points, okay, this should be my bisector. Now you can check your work. I'm going to go ahead and measure. My original angle was, let's see here, make sure I do this right. Alright, my original angle is about a little less than 50. I would say 48. 48 and a half. My new angle is 29. So I'm pretty close. Okay, so that's your first construction. Your second one today is copy an angle. So again, you got to have an original angle. Again, I have no idea what the measure of this angle is. We are not measuring an angle and copying it with the protractor. If you do that, you are not doing a construction. You are doing a drawing, and it's not okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a segment. This is going to be the base ray. This will be C, and then this point will be our B vector. BC, I'm sorry, not vector. Ray. Okay, so I have to start with that bottom ray, and then I'm going to do something very similar that I did on the angle bisector. Some arbitrary measurement. This measurement on my compass doesn't matter, but I'm making an arc that crosses both rays. I'm going to come down here and make that same arc. I don't know if you can see, it's not very dark. Let me try to make it a little better. There. How's that? A little better? Okay, so now I have one side of the angle and I have some baseline to go by. Now I have to measure from here to here. Okay, as exact as I can get. Come down to this point, and there is my new point. Okay, that point and the vertex should make an exact copy of that angle. Okay, so what I want you to do for your whisk summary, I want you to look up either on Google or in a dictionary what reflex angle is. Okay, reflex, spell it for you. And then I want you to know what just reflex means. Okay, and I want you to compare the text definition of an angle to what just a reflex angle is. Okay, see if you can come up with some comparisons. So when you email me, you're going to send me compare definitions above with your textbook definition of an angle. Okay? And then I want you to draw a quadrilateral with a reflex angle. Okay? Hopefully you can read all my writing. It's kind of small. And then last, I guess I'm just going to squish it on the bottom here. Third, I want to know what kind of quadrilateral is it. Okay, so it's definitely going to have 4 sides. I want you to tell me what kind, if you can classify it in some way. So compare the definitions, draw a quadrilateral with a reflex angle, and then tell me what kind of quadrilateral you have, and I will see you in class.